Folks, earlier today on my noon show, America Talks Live, here on Newsmax TV, Newsmax is a political analyst and author of Armageddon, How Trump Can Beat Hillary. Dick Morris joined me, and we had certainly a lot to talk about. Dick, welcome aboard. So today, Donald Trump admitted the obvious, and they're making a big deal about it, that probably he cannot win unless he wins the state of Florida. He predicted he would. Let's start with that. What are his chances? You spend a lot of time down there. What are his chances of winning that state?
Well, if he's going to win Florida. But the real question is, what's the scope of what's going on nationally? And I believe that there are three phenomena at work here that are worth understanding. The first is that downscale voters make their decisions at the end. They don't come out in the beginning because they don't follow the race early on. I think it was on your show I drew the metaphor of Christmas shopping, that men only do Christmas shopping right before.
Yes.
And women do it months before. So a man is in that situation is like the uninformed voter. And you can reach him right before Christmas, and then he'll make his decision. And generally, those voters are going to be voting for Trump. So I think that will give Trump a late surge in the polling. Secondly, polls are good at telling you how people are going to vote, but they're not good at telling you whether they're going to vote or not, because most people don't really know, particularly the voter that might vote, might not vote, on whom the election hinges. And unless Hillary can do a great deal more to stimulate African-American enthusiasm and enthusiasm of young voters, she has a passion deficit. Voters are 10 or 15 points more passionate about voting for Trump than they are about voting for Hillary. And even those who are voting for Hillary are only passionate about dumping Trump. When you listen to Elizabeth Warren, it's like breaking up with bad marriage. The way she talks. She's going to wash this man right out of my hair. But I think that ultimately, black turnout and youth turnout are going to be significantly lower. So I really see this race as a tie race, and I see Florida as also basically tied. But it's not going to be clear who's going to win this race, if it is at all, until right before it. And those who say that Hillary's got it in the bag and all of that are just wrong. They're making assumptions. Look, let me put it to you this way, Steve. If the electorate of 2016 is the same as the electorate of 2012, we're sunk, okay? But if the electorate of 2016 has fewer black people, fewer young people, and more downscale white people, we're going to win. And nobody knows which electorate to poll.
No, that's absolutely true. Let me ask you about an issue that has come into the forefront overnight, and that is the Obamacare premiums. Now, of course, I believe this is all part of the master grand plan to get, as you have indicated, I believe single payer eventually, but nonetheless, premiums going up an average of 22%. In some cases, you'll have people paying $5,000 premiums and another $6,000 deductibles. It's unaffordable by any stretch of the imagination. Is it incumbent upon Trump to really hammer this home and capitalize on it from here on in?
Damn right it is. You know, you step back and you look at the situation in the world going into this election. We had an anemic jobs report of 150,000 jobs. We have health insurance premiums skyrocketing. The situation could not be worse. The threat of terrorism, the frequency of those attacks. What's going on in the world right now should bias this election heavily in favor of Trump. And he just needs to go around and correlate it to his campaign. Those premium increases are huge. Now, most of them won't actually hit until after the election.
Right.
These are predictions. And the reason they're doing that, of course, is that they want to wait until after the election to give people the bad news. But thankfully, it's leaked early, and Trump should be talking about it all over the place. And I think the way you said it was great. $11,000 for your health care. And it's insidious because if the deductibles are high, it means all this garbage about preventative medicine and catching diseases in time and wellness care is all nonsense. Because who's going to pay a $5,000 deductible to get a flu shot?
Absolutely. Dick, let me ask you about the the Senate especially, and if you want to weigh in on the House, of course, that Elizabeth Warren bite was Hillary and Warren up campaigning for the governor of New Hampshire to become the U.S. Senator, beating Kelly Ayotte, they hope. Do you believe that the Democrats are in good position to take the Senate back?
Steve, I hate to be dumb about this, but nobody can know. If the electorate that shows up is the 2012 electorate, we're going to lose the Senate. If the electorate that shows up is an electorate of Donald Trump's fashioning, which is what showed up in the primaries, all of these fears of losing are going to be mocked after Election Day. Yeah,
very fair point. It all depends on turnout, obviously, and I'm glad you said that. What do you make of Tim Kaine showing up at a rally the other day in West Palm yesterday with 300 people showed up?
Yeah. I mean, you look at the turnout at her rallies and at Kaine's rallies, and then you compare them with Trump's, and you can't, there's such a vast, vast difference in enthusiasm and in commitment and in interest, and that has to manifest itself in turnout. Look, Hillary is running basically an old-style campaign,
right,
where she says it's a two-way race. You vote for me, you vote for him. If I make him radioactive, you're going to vote for me.
Right.
And that ignores two things. First, it's a four-way race, and secondly, you have the option of staying home.
Dick, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very much. Pick up how Armageddon, of course, Armageddon, how Trump can beat Hillary. Folks, don't go anywhere. We're coming back.